Began tonight with the latest development in a story News 4 was first to report almost a year ago. Allegations of D.C. police officials manipulating crime stats. Well, now the department confirms 13 high-ranking officials are facing discipline from MPD's internal investigation. News 4 reported on some of those disciplined officers yesterday. This evening, D.C. police held a news conference to update the public on the record. News 4's Mauricio Casillas joins us live with the latest on what this means for the department. Mauricio?
Well, Sean, I think one of the biggest takeaways is we still don't have a clear picture as to how long this alleged manipulation of crime statistics had been going on for, and we also don't have a general scope of how widespread this problem had been going on for. The interim chief who spoke today did not reveal any of the names of those 13 MPD members who had received those termination papers, and frankly, he said he couldn't comment on the internal review. So tonight there are still so many more questions than answers. Now, the interim chief, he was asked about his reaction to the report's findings, and again, he wouldn't comment directly on that, but he did say he trusts crime statistics and that the training policies that he's implemented are there to make sure that officers are properly classifying crimes. Now, sources tell News 4 the list of those placed on administrative leave includes 4 high-level officials, three of whom worked very closely with former Chief Pamela Smith, including her second-in-command and at least one assistant chief who oversaw patrol in half of D.C. The interim chief was asked about why the public should continue to trust these crime statistics and whether he was shocked about the findings of this report. Here's what he had to say.
When we look into the investigation, we can't really get into the specifics of it. One of my priorities is making sure that we have information that's reliable that we can use for deployment strategies. Our primary goal is to fight crime across the District of Columbia, and that's what we want to focus on. We use crime statistics every day to help us with deployment across the city. I do have confidence in those numbers.
So before today's news conference, the head of the D.C. Police Union, Greg Pemberton, released a statement that reads in part, quote, "Justice is being served. The command staff officials responsible for this betrayal must be held accountable, not just for the sake of the thousands of dedicated MPD officers they undermined, but for the residents of the District of Columbia who deserve honest leadership and real public safety," end quote. Now, we were told that this internal review would not be revealed to the public, which the interim chief says is consistent when it comes to personnel issues. Those 13 MPD members do have a right to appeal this decision, and also worth noting that the House Oversight Committee has demanded the findings of this internal review. We're told they haven't received it just yet. Reporting live outside D.C. Police Headquarters, Mauricio Casillas, News 4.
All right, still more to go here. Mauricio, thank you.